Okay guys, in this video I want to talk about the YouTube channel, how to create it, and what are the best ways to optimize your YouTube channel. So I think when you create a YouTube channel, there are a number of things that should be considered. Maybe we can start with the tone of voice and style of the channel, and we're gonna cover the audience and different way of telling the story. But let me start somewhere. So I think the opening channel as a brand account is so much more appealing than just a regular channel, because it allows you to have a number of people that you give access to the account. If you don't want to give your password, your email to other people, so if you have more than just you or other collaborators as a brand account, it's so much better, and you can add managers there. That way you don't have to share the passwords. I think when you're opening a YouTube account channel, you need to look at other channels that are inspirational for you, and the ones that produce ideas that you care. Look at the best practices that you see out there. See what themes and series, what kind of moves they do, so maybe you can replicate that or even do it better, or it can give you ideas how to do your channel. Actually, a good idea not to look at any channels initially. Just do your thing and then look at others. That way you might stumble on original idea even before, because if you start looking at other channels before upfront, that way you kind of will only follow them or try to improve their ideas. But if you just start doing your content on your own before even considering others, it's possible that you will discover your own way and you will have your own face. So it's really important to give yourself a few days, a few videos, some time to be original before you compare yourself to others. Obviously, there are external factors and internal factors when you start your YouTube channel. External factors, what kind of microphone, camera, stuff that you do. So it's not really depends on you. It's just how much money, how much skill you do. In the internal, obviously, your persona, your style, those things can make a difference. You can think of idea of the channel. Usually it's you are the protagonist, and you might find antagonist, someone that this channel is against, or maybe more than one character. But basically, usually the person who created the channel is the protagonist, unless the channel is about something else and the person is not in the shot, or not in their voice is not featured on the channel. You can consider your audience in advance, who this channel is intended for. Is it a channel just to entertain, or this is channel to sell or push particular product or service? So that will kind of help you to come with a proper tone of voice, the style of channel, how to kind of do the feel and look of the channel. It's important to do a trailer for a channel as soon as you can. I understand initially when you start a new channel you don't have much material to work with, but I'm sure you had some videos, some pictures on your cell phone, so some kind of materials you might have. So use that for initial trailer, and 3-4 months later, once things can get better for you, you might be able to do a better trailer from other content that you do. Sections. Maybe like it's a good idea to break a channel for the sections early, even if they are empty. At least it gives you idea of what kind of sections, what this channel will be about. Like it kind of give you structure, what do you need to fill in. So you have this, you have that, you're missing this particular part, so that might be helpful. And about section will tell audience more about the channel, what it's about. So it's important to tell like how often do you upload, what kind of content you have, who you are. So it's really important part of the channel. YouTube is very visual, so sound and pictures are really matters. I would suggest break the channel for like 3 parts. Like you can have something experimental, a little bit like not in the core of your business, but trying new things. Initially, maybe you're trying, everything you're trying, but eventually you will have a hub, like main idea of a channel, and you might have like really amazing videos that we usually call heroes. And you might have experimental things that you try different genre, different style, and see what works and what kind of content can really expand your outreach and your network. If you have a library of videos of content that you want to add to the channel, it's amazing, and you can start like upload things and build a playlist and things of that nature. Organize your channel for the uploads, so like what they want to see first, what second, and so forth. Like I said, keywords on the channel is really important. Like what's the key audience, like how to appeal to this audience, like and how to appeal to algorithms. So you're chasing 2 animals, not animals, I would say 2 tasks. On one side, they are connected. You appealing to your audience and to the people that will watch your channel, and you appeal to the algorithm. So you want Google, YouTube by itself like bring up your videos to other people that are not your target audience yet, but they might become. And you need to understand how the video surface on people's feed, like what makes a difference. Okay. And you also need to understand what you will be, you might be flagged and degraded on your channel. So things that nudity or like offensive language or like a particular like a copyright infringement, those things might get your channel by algorithm to be less visible from your regular audience. So if let's say your channel is about food, for the keywords like food or chicken or whatever the ingredients, the main keywords are would be appropriate to add. Okay, so we will talk about like heavy keywords and the best ideas for upload. You might also consider what would be a good caveat on top for your audience. And like usually audience comes to you with one single video, so you want to make sure that each video is as well as produced as you can. This is the very first thing that they see, and so instead of click through, this slick look and that beautiful video gets you their attention and they subscribe. Channel banner is a really important piece. That's one important thing that they see right away. So make sure that you put your logo, your message, like you have bright contrast colors, and you communicate to your audience exactly why your YouTube channel and not other channels and they have to watch. You might consider the content strategy and how do you get your paid advertisement. Eventually that's what you want, right? So we will talk in this video best upload practices and organic, how to get the organic audience. Access strengths. So like why kind of okay, so like I mentioned, the content strategy is important. The paid advertisement and it's something that you might get some revenue. So we're gonna look at the organic audience, like people that come to you naturally, and audience that might come through you through the search. Analytics, you want to look at your analytics and understand why they comment, why they like it, what makes them share your videos, what makes them comment on your video, what makes them like it. So all those things are similar but different. So usually in the channel, who, what, how, like those like who do you want to feature in your channel, what is the story you want to tell, and how do you capture the sound and light and make your videos pleasing for the eye. You don't want to forget that YouTube is a place for entertainment, and each video should be considered as a piece of entertainment. So tell your story, and I hope audience will consider. Traditional arc versus emerging story arc. Let me show to you what I'm talking about, and I'll explain how it works. You might want to kind of free, if you want to look at it more, you can freeze the frame and look at it so you understand, but the usually traditional way of telling a story is there is a lead-in, there is a build-in, like when you build a story, then there is a climax, like a big revelation at the on the top, and then you will have high energy for the offer at the end, and like you closing with a branding statement. That was the traditional way of telling a story. I would suggest emerging story arc is so much better and so much more effective, so you should really consider for YouTube the emerging story arc, which start like a kind of on a high note. So you want to like start the video with the like most important, most highly kind of entertaining piece. Then you do subtitle branding clues. You do like unexpected shifts. Maybe you look at multiple peaks. We'll look at quicker pace later, and CTA, and at the end you can close with more kind of stories for those who wants it. But the idea of putting branding a little bit earlier is important, because 60% of the audience not watching to the end, so you might miss your message, and you want to grab their attention early. Okay. So basically, if you don't want to watch your videos, like others might not also want to watch, so make sure it's interesting at least for you and like people that you appeal. break down on different parts, so it's kind of have some structure. Obviously, like in a story, like usually, like I said, it's important to have protagonist and antagonist and conflict. You might every story, most of the stories would require to have a conflict and resolution. You might look at the like I said, tone of voice, if it's upbeat or authoritative channel, or it's a comedy, or it's a true story, like it's a news, maybe then you want to have a really fast pace. And you can look at when you produce your content on multiple platforms, so see the distinction, like specifics to YouTube in that sense. Because like most of the other platforms, like Instagram or TikTok, very short attention span. YouTube allows a little longer videos, so like people stay usually longer, but it's a little bit different audience. And for the YouTube, the advantage is that people can watch it anonymously. Versus like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all those social media platforms, they require an account in order to see the content. And a lot of people that work for the government, people who work for like organizations that are not allowing social media, don't want to have that kind of content. So I think the YouTube has advantage over other platforms in that sense. So usually you have about maybe 3-5 seconds to grab someone's attention. In a YouTube video you might have like 15 seconds, which is longer, but it's still a very short period of time to send your message across. You want to kind of include key brand words in the name, like what are the pet channels, like kind of create the pace of the video so it has some kind of beat to it, and you want to make sure that you have particular moments that are memorable in your video. You might want to disclose the sponsor content early, so that's kind of makes it more legitimate versus like advertising, and then like at the end just it was paid. That's less cheesy and more straightforward. Okay, I apologize for all this additional sounds. Hopefully it doesn't hurt the video that much. It's either filming now with all this ventilator noises and in this room, or maybe film it later when the studio is open and I'd rather get things out. So I apologize for I try my best with a decent mic and time that I have. So let's say we'll skip this. How often to upload and how long should be the videos? It really depends on the channel. If it's, let's say, a news channel, then you might want to upload maybe 5-10 times a day for the news. If you're making animation videos, so it takes maybe 5-6 months, a year to make one, so you're not able to upload animation like 10 times a day. So it's really like in my case, I don't have particular like it's nice to have, let's say, twice a week or acknowledge that, but for me personally, when I have something to say, when I have time, when I have interesting content, that's when I upload. I don't do it like a particular schedule, but I heard uploading on schedule is really helpful and really for the viewers, so people come back. If you have lots of archives and videos from the past, you might want to schedule them to appear quite often. And new channel, if they have like I said, this catalog, so you can create a playlist. And it's important, if you make a promise, like let's say 1 video a day, stay committed to your promise. And you want to add information on how often do you upload to the banner. And as far as how long the videos, I think like 10-15 minutes is a nice timing for the YouTube. Again, so some videos are really good on a few minutes, few seconds, because that way they can watch it to the end and you get additional bump on that. On the other hand, I travel from New York to Toronto one day on a bus, and I basically record the whole video trip as I drove. And what happened is I upload 12-hour length video one way, and I see people watching just the road, how it moves. So it's like there is no really like one particular way of saying whatever it takes. If you think it's shorter, it should be shorter. It really depends on the content that you're doing. When you starting a YouTube channel, you want to think of the advisors, the team that you have behind, like a resource that you have, the equipment, the abilities that you have, and how you can expand. Like maybe you can collaborate with other YouTubers. You can like what kind of editors, what kind of external help you can get, who can give you your videos, who their videos, where you can give your videos, like basically friendly channels, friendly productions are helpful, so they can critique and advise you how to make it better. And so there are 3 kind of pillars how to tune in the channel for browsing. So it's like maybe a helpful content, it's a hub, and a hero. Helpful, it's basically kind of more explanation, like how you make a difference, how do you help your audience. A hub is like basically the main content where they can browse and what the main channel is about. And hero is a few videos that are really well produced and put in a lot of effort, and they are kind of your calling card, so the most advanced videos. Ideally on a channel, like every video looks the same, but it's insanely amazing work to do, and I think that it's important to experiment and try new things. It's important to have really successful videos, whether because of you, because you just get lucky, but you will have quite an extension. Like in some videos, 1 or 2 videos might have more views, like 80%, 90% of viewership than 80% of the whole all the other videos together. Content help, yeah, I think we covered that part. Like how frequently upload, so maybe like reality shows might upload like a sneak peek to the videos, like a talk from the previous episodes, like maybe results from the show. So it really depends like what kind of channel you have, and like how do you want to engage and keep your audience interested. You might want to have some videos that will have condensed results, and like you can analyze your channel and recap of what you posted before, and like for the grand finale what you will show. If you ever interview or bring to your channel celebrities, people with a substantial following, it's important to obviously point out those videos that might help you to get those celebrities audience that are natural to them and to your channel. It's important to know what to avoid and what's not working. So make sure that you know like things that can hurt your channel, whether it's use of copyright music or like a use of foreign language or like nudity, those things that should not be on your platform. How do you captivate your audience? And I think it's important to learn all the time, so you need to keep developing new skills. Like right now we have a pandemic of COVID in New York, so for me I learn a lot of new editing skills, like for the sound, for the video. Like I learn a lot of things to improve on my channel, so hopefully those things will make a difference. So you can look at what most searched things are on the YouTube, like what is trending, and look for collaborations with other channels, like in your space or out of your space. So that gives you a fresh audience that are not really familiar with your content. So if it's a channel organization far away from what you do, their following and yours is totally different, so that might be additional numbers. I think that it's nice to ask your audience. You should not afraid to talk to them back, and you should really encourage asking questions and answering questions and comments. It can be overwhelming when it's huge numbers, but feedback and is important, and you can do super chat and do different things to monetize that part of the communication. Uploading optimization. Well, titles are important, so you might want to use like the first three hashtags would be seen by YouTube, like would show. So like it's important if things that you write on the left side is more important than things that you will write on the right side of the title. So like you want to use trigger words like keywords, like brand name, but it's we might do an additional video on those details, how to make those things better. It's important to play to emotions, to being a human being, and try to be super clear on what you are trying to say, not to be sneaky, not to be misleading. And people tend to sense the honor and those kind of things really well, and tell them the real reason to click on your video. Like there is no cheesy way of saying that. You need to like really tell them truth. Custom like YouTube gives you like 3 thumbnails like automatically from beginning and middle of the video and the end. I would recommend, if you have time, to do the custom thumbnail, like really work on it. I think that's makes the video pop quite well. Like you want to add it to the playlist, you want to answer, you're required to answer is it for kids or not. Basically, if the target audience are children, you have to acknowledge that, but then you lose ability to have comments. So you might want to kind of change your audience, like target the more adults in that sense. So even if you have children in your videos, you kind of might target adults. That's accessible right now, acceptable. You might call the video like 10 examples how to optimize your channel, something like that. So that will gives you more structure, and people like to watch those kind of simple videos, clear cut. Maybe like one of my favorite example is Sesame Street. So maybe I would recommend to watch that channel. So we can look into next video maybe about the comments and ratings and reviews. So like how to make the story sensible, and like how to like work on the live chat and super chat and like monetization, and some of the reviews comments that you might get could be offensive, so you might want to hold them in review and only release the ones that make sense for your channel. When you build a channel, you look at the profit and loss, and like value what works, what's not. So maybe how labor intensive is the channel, and like if they can trust you, and well, they have to trust you, and like focus do focus groups with maybe your friends, your family members, people that you trust, so they can give you honest opinion on what works or not. Let's look at the end screen. Last 15 seconds can help you you can do like a subscribe link and promote other channels and overlay to the other YouTube channels. Cards and impression, we will talk about it in probably next video. Let's look at the click-through rate, watch time. Maybe we'll look at the optimization for discovery. So I would suggest 3 good resources is Creator Academy, grows on Google, and Think on Google. So you kind of will get a lot of material officially from Google that really makes sense. So they're pretty good on that. So figure out like probably why people like your videos, why people share your videos, and why they comment the videos. Those are things, like I mentioned before, similar, but they're different. So it's like you need to target each of these tasks separately. Click through platforms, just because people see your video like available, it doesn't mean that they watch it. So see what you need to do to make that push, make them make their mind so they can click and give you their time. If the video is promoting to buy something, you really need to give them some reason to switch from one platform to another. So that's really not that easy, but that's what you have to do. Like you have to give them incentive so they can follow your website or buy something, like do action. And you can look at the traffic sources. Maybe like you call 20 ideas how to make your YouTube channel work. So you need in order to do monetization about like maybe 4,000 hours of within 12 months watching the channel, and you need like 1,000 subscribers, right? So and clean a nice AdSense account. Strategy, US tracking, and first 3 like hashtags like would be seen before subtitle. I guess this is it for this particular video. I will do quite a few more in details on different subjects, so stay tuned, subscribe, so that way sign this notification button so you can see when the next video gets uploaded. You can maybe comment that way and write me something particular question, so that way I know what you guys want to cover, and YouTubers love to respond to the comments from the previous video, so that gives them kind of feedback and appreciation of people who took their time to write the comments. So in the next video they get a shout out, and we're gonna help you. Okay, thank you.